Hello and welcome back, people. This is Melkorify reporting on Rocky Mountain Audio Festival, my second day today. And today I had some time to go through some of the speakers. And today I have no bad things to talk about. We'll just keep it positive and talk about the things that I liked and a couple interesting things over here and there. Sorry for the appearance. I just came back from watching UFC 229. What a shit show in the end. Um, Martial arts is my another passion. Really, it's one of my passions. I have quite a lot of passions. Not all of them you can know about, but anyway. So UFC 229, Khabib won, and he nullified that win after what he did after winning. And I'm not gonna delve into it. It was really disappointing. So let's just talk about audio and RMAF. So what happened at RMAF today is I want to talk about some things, some speakers, and some other things. Alright, the first thing I did, I actually bought a product today. I had E2000 which I lost and I had to replace it because I loved the sound. Final Audio E2000 in-ear monitor. I went over to Final Audio's booth, tried E2000, E3000, E4000, E5000. E4000 is a direct upgrade to E2000 and E5000 is a direct upgrade to E3000. And although the guy who was telling me that they are upgrades in that order, he was telling the truth, but in reality the E4000 and 5000 they are about 250 and 150, and E2000 is 40 and E3000 is 50, but they weren't that much of an upgrade. I didn't feel like I wanted to buy the E5000, though it sounded better than E3000. It has more sound stage, less harshness, and it sounded better overall than E3000, but it wasn't so much better that I wanted to purchase it. So I actually got the E3000 to replace my E2000s. Review will come up, and that was about it. I also won a raffle where the product will be reviewed in the future. It was a Bear Dynamic headphone that I won in a raffle. I also actually, the funny thing happened, the 64 audio is having a giveaway, and they are giving away their IEMs, and they were giving away, throwing out some t-shirts into the crowd, and all the, well, a lot of people were there, including Z, Josh, um, what is his name? DMS. DMS almost won their IEM. His name was there, and the guy under him, his name came up on the wheel. So DMS was this close to winning the 64 audio IEM, not the flagship. Flagship they are doing tomorrow. Anyway, so I was sitting down on the FIO booth, and 64 audio was right next to it, and I'm actually sitting down. And this is the thing I don't like about nerds. Maybe it's not that thing, but I'm sitting down, and the guy threw a t-shirt in my general direction, and I caught it real quick sitting down. And there were about 4 people that could have caught it before me. But nerves are slow, man. Just kidding, no offense to those people. I'm just pulling your legs, guys. And Yeah, I sat down and I caught that thing. Felt really good. The biggest achievement of the day. Anyway, so that's what happened at the booth. So let's talk about the Orfeo FH5 in-ear monitor. Great in-ear monitor. Very good for the price. They are asking 260. Completely worth it. I recommend it. It's three balance armature and one single dynamic driver, and I think it had a MMCX connection. That is the only downside about it, but I liked the sound. Next thing that I really liked, next product from the float was the 64 audio 64 audio Tia Forte. That thing is crazy as well. It's wide, really wide for IEM. Is even some of the headphones are not that wide. Spot on center imaging, spot on left to right imaging. Every frequency range is leveled. Bass is great. Mid range is great. The treble is great. I'm hoping I could win one of those tomorrow. I'm gonna enter the raffle for that. And yeah, it is. It is. I don't know if you should spend that kind of money on IEMs though. It would be nice if you don't mind the money part. The money part is the only thing I mind about that product, because I would rather have a headphone, because I personally don't use IEMs that much. I have some of them, I like using them, but I don't personally, I just don't. So if the money is not a problem for you, definitely go for it. If Andromeda, between Andromeda and that, it might be better than Andromeda. I'll have to side by side compare. But yeah, that tier for them might be better than Andromeda and Andromeda S and the Atlas. So moving on, the next product I had listened to that I was impressed by is the Audio Technica ADX 5000 open air headphone. They call them open air, though the technical term is open back. But there's something to it. They sound really open. They do. And they're 1999, 2 grand, and they are a direct competition to the Sennheiser HD 800S. Now, I got a pretty good idea. If you like music more, go for the ADX 5000. If you are considering having an analytical headphone, like those kind of analytical headphone, if you like music mode, go for ADX 5000. And if you want technical audio, you know, really analytical critical listening device, then go for Sennheiser HD 800S, because ADX 5000 was really musical, and it still had that spatial information that is so crazy. That's the craziest thing about um, uh, those kind of headphones. And Antoine, I don't know how to pronounce your name, man. But you asked me, did I try the MDR Z1R? It is a great headphone, but it is an acquired taste. You have to try it. It's warm sounding. It's really good. But if you think you're gonna get because at that level the headphones are supposed, in the industry the headphones are supposed to be very accurate. Antoine, okay. So in that range, though, how much it costs, the headphones are supposed to be really accurate. It's not accurate, it's warm, but it's still accurate enough that you can enjoy music. So it's not my top headphone, but I definitely respect it. I did try the freaking 10-pound block media player that the Sony has with the big knob. I'm forgetting the name. The DMP Z1 something like that. Sounded phenomenal. And I talked to the Japanese guy who designed it. He actually gave a presentation that I did not attend, but I talked to him, and even through his broken English, his passion was showing. The way he was describing the things that went into making that kind of niche product. I really respect that guy for making that product. Alright, so the last thing on this page is the RAL ribbon tweeter headphones, and I'm sorry I'm calling them headphones, but they weren't. I have a picture of them up on the Headfi right now, and you can look up that picture by my name. It's not Melkorify, it's Rohit Jaswal, and those are kind of like AKG K1000, I think is the name of the thing, but it's basically a wall that sits like that. And they are a ribbon tweeter, full range ribbon tweeter, and they are crazy. They might be the only wearable device that sounded like speakers. They were crazy. I'm not saying they sound the best in the headphone category, though they don't belong there. But those were pretty crazy, man. They were so natural sounding. They didn't sound like headphones at all. Dare I say, even better than the Stacks, because Stacks sounds most unlike headphones, and they were crazy. Actually, Joshua Weller, another YouTuber, audio YouTuber that I got a chance to speak to today. Very friendly guy, very warm, very welcoming, very nice, humble, friendly person. And I was talking to him, and like when I looked at that thing, I was like, bullshit. Not another. Like I wasn't familiar with Raw. I didn't know they made some high-end stuff. But he said, hey, go check that out. And I checked it out, like, oh shit. Yeah. So thank you, Joshua, for that, for turning me on to that stuff. Yeah, that was the most unique, maybe the best product at the Can Jam. Moving on to speakers. So I have only been 3 floors from the top, and there are 12 of them, I think. So bye, man. Have a good night. So about the speakers, the really crazy good speaker system that I heard were this 2.0 floor standing speakers. So they had, and this is the speaker. It's called Borison O3. Hold on, let me focus it for you guys. I guess you can read the name now. And this is the one I heard. I didn't hear any of the smaller ones, but this is the one I heard. And it has 5 drivers. The top 2 are the mid-range and highs, and I believe the bottom 3 are the bass. And this cost $66,000 for 2 of them, which is crazy. And I'm a budget audiophile technically, I don't own any of the high-end shit. But I'm telling you from my heart, these were worth it, because they probably are the most incredible speakers I have heard till date, floor standing. I thought some Yamaha ones that I heard some time back were the ones, but they don't hold a candle to these. on their mission statement it said this, hold on. The Borison O3 has an almost unbelievable scale and incredible dynamic contrast. It gives you a truly breathing realism of artists throwing you a private concert right in your listening room. And the only thing I disagree with that is they said almost. It's not almost, it is. It really sounds like a private concert in your living room. And the guy, the both of them, and they were real friendly too. And the guy, when I talked to him, he talked about all the processes that went into, a lot like Joe Shubinski of the ABS headphones. This guy was really passionate. He picked out the music he wanted me to hear, and he was saying like, "Hey, hear this piece. Hey, hear this piece. How it sounds." And incredible, incredible. Yeah, these speakers are worth it, man. They're worth spending 66 grand 100%. And you will be spending more on components too. You will be spending more on your source, your amplifier, but it's all worth it because this is when you are a real rich motherfucker who wants to enjoy music in style, and you want to know that I got the best speakers. And I'm pretty sure there are speakers more expensive than this one, but it, I actually know of a speaker that is more expensive than this one. That speaker system is 250 grand, and that might sound better at classical music. And the next speakers I want to talk about was the Kanto U6YU6. Kanto, I don't know how to pronounce it. Kanto. And I was hearing the white pair that they had, and it was $400. Sounded really good. They did have a subwoofer, I think, but it sounded really good for that price. The next speaker is this John, and the one I heard it was the John 14 EH, which is $24.99 for one of them. That means they are $5,000 for two of them, and they sounded great to me until I heard those Borisons. And yeah, the guy that I talked to, he was really nice too, and I could tell he was really passionate as well. But this kind of ruined everything at RMAF for me. It ruined my evening, man. I gotta adjust my skills now. Oof. Those speakers sounded really good. And the last thing I want to talk about is Klipsch La Scala. It's a weird speaker system that does dynamic range really well. And I don't know if it can play every kind of music, but it is a technically complex kind of speaker system. And it was great. It was great. I think we heard a movie soundtrack, probably was Star Wars, and blew my mind hearing that. But I don't know if that is something I would own personally, because the guy wouldn't play any other kind of music, and he was just going off about how this was technically complex and other shit. But you could tell it could only play certain kind of music well. I could be wrong. It is 20 grand, so 20 grand for two. So if I were going to the showroom, I would play all kind of shit before buying it. The floor standing speakers from Klipsch I didn't think were that great. 3,500 for two. Didn't really like them. I mean, okay, but didn't really blow my mind even at the price range. So There was some Canadian company too. I heard their speakers, and a lot of these things, these speakers, they sound great, but the price doesn't really match up. Like a speaker would be like, let's say $5,000. Not say 5, let's say 2 grand for a 2.0. And the difference between that and a $500 2.0 is not that much. I mean, it sounds good. It's a good sound, but I don't know if it's worth that. A lot of stuff was like that over there, and I still have to go through the majority of it. Um, what else? That is all for the products that are weird. Can I think RMAF guys, I recommend if you are an audiophile. Number one, if you are an audiophile, go to RMAF. I think it's the best show on the planet. Maybe in East Asia you got better shit, but if you are an English speaking person, I think the RMAF is where it is. I was talking to one of my friends and he was like, oh, we got an audio show in Montreal too. And I was like, okay, I've never been to that audio show. I cannot imagine you having more variety of everything any other places. CanJam by itself worth it. RMAF is worth 10 times more. So 100% recommended coming down here. Buy the 3-day pass. I saw a lot of casuals running around with 1-day or 2-day pass. That's not what you want to do. No. I could tell they were casuals because they looked like regular people, regular casuals. The guy's taking his girlfriend out, and both of them got a 1-day pass, and I could see the fumbling when they heard really good shit. And they were thinking about, oh shit, there's gonna be so much better shit here on all the floors. And maybe they bought another day, but if it was today the second day, they only got one more day. So a lot of reporters too, they only had 1-day pass. Look, from where I came to this, it's $1,000 to $1,200 total, including fee, hotel, everything. I actually booked a little bit more expensive hotel than I should have because I didn't stay in this room for long periods of time. So you could definitely do it under $1,000 with food and housing and everything, you stay. So definitely do it. Number two, if you are in the industry, if you make anything audio related, anything at all, really, you make headphones, cables, DACs, amplifier, whatever you got, go ahead and visit RMAF. You know why? Because here's the thing. I was listening to a pair of headphones that the CEO handed me when he saw my press badge. And these were very good headphones. I'm not gonna lie to you. They were very, very good headphones. But the way he was talking about them, I think he was trying to upsell them, which is fine. I don't mind that. But the way he was talking about those headphones and how he was describing the features, and although this headphone wasn't as expensive, this headphone was not that expensive, but the way he was going about it, I could tell that he was a little bit in his head. He hadn't listened to all the stuff. But here's the thing, he's trying to compete within a certain market, and he's talking to me about this headphone a certain way. But it doesn't measure up to the market that well. He's talking about as if that headphone was the ultimate, and I'm thinking, have you listened to this? And if you figured out who you are, though you won't because nobody watches my shit, don't take it as a negative thing. I'm not being negative at all, but I'm still telling you. Come to RMAF, go to all audio shows. That is how you will improve your product, really. Because you cannot buy all of them. Even if you are like a major manufacturer like Sennheiser, it is not a cost effective way. Come to RMAF if you work in industry and listen to everything, even if it's not the product that you make, even if you're a cable manufacturer. Come and listen to everything. Check out everything. Because that is how you will improve your product. When two fighters fight, they watch videos of each other, of their previous fights, and that's how they figure out the setup. Okay, this guy is a little bit heavy in the right hand, so I'm gonna circle to the left and I'm gonna catch him with my counter. That's how they do it. They see tendencies, you know. And I can tell some of the really successful companies, they do that, because I saw their representatives going around and talking to other exhibitors. So here's even it's almost more important that if you are in the industry, you come to RMAF and other audio shows. RMAF especially, you got like 15 fucking floors. You know, 3 days is not enough to go through this place, honestly talking. 3 days is not enough. And that is my report for October 6th. And I'm going to wrap it up. And I'm going to probably not do a report tomorrow, depending on how it turns out. Probably will. We'll see. Thank you guys, because there's one guy watching right now. Anyway, thank you, and have a good night. Love ya.